What's the deal? What's the deal, man? I'm sitting down with my guy, B&B Jelly, man. What's the deal?
Was good, was good, was good. You know what I'm saying? Another day, another dollar. Content. We get into it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, for the people that don't know, man, tell them who you are and what you do.
You know, it's BNB Jelly, you know what I'm saying? I make some music, R&B, a little bit of rap here and there. But for the most part, R&B, I'm a singer from the IE, California, representing.
Now, speaking of being from the IE, a lot of people out of state don't know what the IE is. Everybody just knows of LA. So, can you like explain to people why you rep the IE so hard?
I mean, I rep the IE because, like, kind of like you said, everybody know the LA. Everybody know LA or California. People think about Sacramento too, so everybody know like either North or LA, and that's pretty much everything, like all they know about it. But IE is up and coming. Like we close to LA, real close. So IE is real up and coming, and a lot of people from the IE actually. Like now that I think about it, we got a lot of people that's like famous from the IE.
Now, we do got a lot of people from the IE, but a lot of times when they get to that next level, when they get that step, now they start claiming LA, they
Yeah.
start being over there. Why do you think that everybody run to LA? Is it like a bigger media presence? Is it like easier to get on? Is it nothing out in the IE? Is there no like why you think everybody run to LA and start claiming LA shit once they get on?
I think it's just easier to just say like, yeah, I'm just from LA, because I even do that like when I'm outside the state. Sometimes I'll be like, I'm from LA. They be like, oh, you from LA? What part? I'll be like, so if you know LA, I'll tell you like, oh, I'm from IE. I'm not from LA. But like, if you don't know nothing about Cali, it's just easier to say, oh, I'm from LA. I think that's really why people do it.
For me, I think that it's more the street credibility. And in hip hop right now, street credibility is everything. A lot of content, you gotta let the artist know like who you are as a person. They gotta be like invited into your life. They can't just like listen to your music. They gotta be a fan of you and then listen to your music second.
Facts.
So why do you think that street credibility means so much to rappers, and does that matter when it comes to album sales?
I mean, I guess that depends on like what kind of music you making. I mean, if you're a rapper, you're an artist, and you're making street music, definitely your street credibility plays a major part. But that's really just a trendy thing, if you ask me. People want to be harder than what they are. People want to act like they from a gang, so that give them the credit to say what they want to say, do what they want to. It's really just a persona thing. Like online, they gonna have a certain persona versus in person, they may have a different persona.
I say that because stuff is coming out like Jeezy, a former FBI agent, came out and said Jeezy was a confidential informant that informed on BMF. But then you remember that, and you remember the Gucci Man beef, and everybody talked about how Gucci Man was streeter than Jeezy, and that's why Jeezy to me had the better raps, had the better career, had the better system, everything. But the streets all got behind Gucci and made him the trap god. You know what I'm saying? So what do you think about like a lot of the older rappers coming out and they're not who they said they was?
I think that's all a part of the industry. Like that's a part of the system for when you look at the talent, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the talent I say it like this, a lot of people that's mainstream, all the famous people that we look up to, they're not as talented as a lot of our local artists, a lot of our local people, but they'll do whatever, like whatever somebody say, whatever, they'll do whatever for the money. So I think that's a part of it. Like, I don't even know, like, to be honest, because I don't listen to none of that music, so I couldn't say like that their credibility means anything to me per se. To me, my homies don't listen to that music neither. So who the fuck is listening to these people? If I'm being real, like I don't even know.
now artists like Gucci Mane. Now that everybody's calling him a snitch based off the Pooh Shiesty situation, saying that he cooperating, does that may hurt you as an artist today, but does that affect your legacy? Like, does that change all the shit you did in the past? Does that just erase your whole street cred and now you back at zero because of one incident?
I think for sure, like. So wait, explain the backstory a little bit.
So Pooh Shiesty was signed to Gucci's Man 1017 record label. He went to jail because he was in an Atlanta club. He had 10 racks in each pocket,
Mhm.
and he had the skinny jeans on, and I guess the racks fell out his pocket before he could throw it. So when the racks fell out his pocket, all the strippers stopped dancing and start diving and grabbing the money. So then he get hot, like, hell no, y'all didn't work for that money, I dropped it, that ain't yours. So then the bouncer tell him basically that's the hoe's money, and y'all, you can't pick it up, that's their money.
Mhm.
So then he get mad, get into it with the bouncers, get in the shootout, and that's why he went to jail. So now he spent 2+ years in jail, and he gets out. Now when he's in jail the whole time, it said that Gucci Mane wasn't paying his family, wasn't paying his residuals, basically doing the same thing that the record labels did to the black people our whole lives. We've been signed to these people that have been fucking us, and now we're signing to our own people, and they're doing the same shit that the record labels did to us to our own people now. So the rumor is that Gucci Mane owed Pooh Shiesty 25 million. When Shiesty get out, Shiesty's like, okay, meet me at the studio. We gonna meet up. We gonna talk about it. We gonna handle the business. When Gotti, I guess Yo Gotti, which already had a beef with Gucci Mane, because when Gucci Mane went to jail over catching a body with the Jeezy stuff, his wife started to mess with Yo Gotti, and Yo Gotti had her in his music videos and shit like that. So Gucci Mane and Yo Gotti
They got
already
their own
don't
beef, yeah.
beef over his wife.
Gotcha.
So then Pooh Shiesty gets out, and I guess he has an offer from Yo Gotti and CMG to leave Gucci Mane and join CMG. So then he calls Gucci Mane to the studio, tells him to meet up. He has a contract that him and his daddy had wrote up. They got him on camera at Staples printing out the contract beforehand. And then he goes to this meeting, basically has his goons run in, rob everybody that's with Gucci Mane, pull the burner out on Gucci Mane, and make him sign a release to get him out of his deal. Now, where the whole story comes in is Gucci Mane, he basically has to file insurance for his jewelry, for his wedding ring and this, so he files a police report. Now, in that police report that he's required to do to get his insurance money for his jewelry back, he files that police report, he gives that statement, and then he recants and he backs out and says, I'm not giving nothing else. So now everybody's saying, oh, you gave a statement, you did a police report, you're corroborating. And now everybody's calling Gucci Mane a snitch. Now, for Pooh Shiesty, if the nigga owe me 25 million, I'm getting out, I'm on some shit too. So, given the whole story, do you think that Shiesty was wrong? Do you think that Gucci was wrong? Do you think that both sides was wrong? And they could have just handled the business right? Like, what's your thoughts on that whole scenario?
All right, so you know what I'm saying? I think Gucci Mane. Shiesty ain't wrong for what he did. Like, if I'm in his shoes, I'm gonna do the same thing. Like, all right, Yo Gotti, you and Yo Gotti got y'all beef, cool, whatever the case may be. But me and you got beef. You owe me money. You're not trying to pay up, whatever the case may be. Now, you know what I'm saying? Yo Gotti set me the deal. All right, now it's good. Like, I feel like if you backstab me first, you can't be mad at me for backstabbing you second. Like, it's just about, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. But Gucci Mane, I guess, had two, like, he had a cameraman, he had like a label exec with him, and these are like white guys. So when you pull out and pistol whip the security guard, knock him unconscious, and you rob these white guys from their Rolexes, and why do you not think that this off-duty police officer that's a security guard, or these two white people that is gonna not tell on you, even if Gucci Mane don't collaborate, these motherfuckers is gonna tell on you no matter what. So I think that the street credibility, people put too much weight into it. It's a certain way to handle business, especially when you're talking about millies.
Yeah, I don't think he went about that the correct way. Like,
but it's a famous story of Suge Knight. If you know how Suge Knight got the money from Death Row for Vanilla Ice.
mm-hmm.
He guessed Ice Baby. I guess he hung Vanilla Ice upside down over a balcony and made him sign the release for Ice Baby so that he can get that revenue and he use that money to start Death Row. So everybody's knows about Suge Knight. This is a thing. So essentially, everybody said this nigga tried to Suge Knight the game in 2026. Like that shit crazy.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like to me. Shit.
But back to the music, man. So we got Kanye dropping new music. What do you think about Kanye? And do you think that is this proof that cancel culture is not real and is only temporary? What do you think about Kanye, all his antics, and him coming back, still selling out concerts, people still streaming his music? Is Kanye cancelable?
Was he ever canceled?
Well, when he lost all his businesses, when Adidas dropped him and all his businesses stopped, I guess that was their way of canceling him.
The internet could put a title or whatever, say like somebody canceled, but in reality, I don't think Kanye was ever canceled. Like, yeah, maybe Adidas dropped him. Maybe he lost a little bit of revenue, but he was definitely still ranking in some money, and he put out another album and it's going dumb. So I don't think Kanye was ever canceled. I think that's just the media doing media BS.
We'll go back to his legacy though. When his career is all said and done, and we look 10, 15 years from now, do you think that all the controversy is gonna taint his legacy? Because everybody talked about like sports and LeBron and how him going to so many championships ruined his career and his chance to be the GOAT. Everybody talked about Jordan, 6 championships, 6 times to the finals. And he quit right after. Like, do you walk out at the top? Or do you just like keep putting stuff out? When do you bow out?
I think you just keep putting stuff out at this point, especially if you Kanye, like you're not gonna like just stop. And especially with the stuff he putting out now, like there's good messages behind it. So I think Kanye, I think maybe certain people will look at his legacy and say it's tainted a little bit. But at the end of the day, Kanye gonna be Kanye. Like he doing what he do and he getting them views. He's not canceled. I don't think he's ever been canceled for real.
So in today's era, what do you think matters more? Artists making sure that they survive and they just stay in people's face. Their talent, does talent surmount artists that aren't talented? And eventually, if you keep working, you'll surpass them? Or is it like the narrative and the controversy that drives the music?
It's definitely narrative and controversy. I think a lot of people's fame is from drama, and just being in front of the media. What is it called? Tactics and little just setups. I don't even think sometimes it's real. It could just be like planned fake shit, but it's definitely controversy and narrative driven to get famous.
So are you blaming media platforms? Are the media platforms the ones that's pushing the controversy? Or is it the artists that go to these platforms specifically to push the narrative? Like No Jumper, prominent right here. Everybody goes to No Jumper and they talk about everything but their music. They talk about gangbanging, talk about politics, they pushing everything but their product, their music. What is your thoughts on like platforms like No Jumper? Are the artists bringing the controversy to them? Or are they a platform that thrives in controversy and that's what they live off of?
So it's a little bit of both. So like up and coming artists like me, it's like, okay, I'm gonna try to get onto a platform, and if I know like, okay, this topic got a lot of buzz, I'm gonna do my research to the topic. Or if I know this kind of drama is gonna go viral, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and spill the tea, blah, 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 blah. And then on the flip side, if I'm a media platform, of course I'm gonna want to keep on having more drama to my platform and having more artists coming, spilling shit, and now niggas is beefing, whatever the case may be. So it's just a little bit of both. Like you kind of said it earlier. Would you say we're in a go rush of media?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is a bar right there. Like more media that you put out, the more drama, the more people talking about it, the better. The more money you're gonna make.
So that was a conversation we had off camera, but what I was mentioning was that what's going on right now is equivalent to the gold rush, where everybody moved out west to try to find gold. Everyone is diving into podcasting, to content creation, to YouTubing. Everyone needs content. Every business needs content. Every person on the earth needs content to exist in this space. And I think that that's why it's the gold rush is because there ain't no set stone. The algorithms change every 6 months. There's new platforms like TikTok that came and hit with a wave. You know, there's no set theme as far as where the industry is and where it's headed. So one thing that Nipsey said was that the people that create the business models are going to be the new titans. And I think that that's the systems.
Mhm.
Everything has to have a system. And once the people that create these systems, those are the ones that's going to find the gold. So speaking of systems, as an artist, do you approach it like whimsically? Do you just like throw stuff at the wall and see if it stick? Or do you got a set like approach? Like, hey, we dropping consistently this way, or is each drop like a different approach to try to see what's working?
I would say right now, I do it. I do it in a way to. I want to see my results from each song that I do. I have a very wide, a very versatile sound. So before I just go with one sound that I could go with, I like to sing, but I also know people like to me rap. Some people rather me do some YN music. Some people rather me do my old school music. So before I do that, I'm dropping just to see, you know what I'm saying, what the numbers do. But eventually, once I take the artistry more serious, I will be having set drops to where it's not somewhere just on the flow or I'm just dropping project right now or some like summertime projects. I'll have projects lined up possibly every month, maybe weekly drops even for y'all. But right now it's just all off the flow.
So what do you think is the biggest problem with artists on the West Coast as far as like not being able to hit that next level? We just had GNX and he featured a bunch of upcoming artists on GNX and gave them a platform to go next. And really, I didn't really see any of the artists besides like AZ Chike capitalize consistently.
Mhm.
You know, we got Young Threat. He went to jail for a murder. You know, how you on GNX and you going to jail for a murder? You know what I'm saying? It's like, if that didn't work, if the pop out didn't work, if Kendrick and Friends didn't work, then what can we do as a coast to elevate the artist? Is it on the media to put y'all to the forefront? Is it on the artists to go to all the media outlets to get as much exposure? Or what can we do to take things to the next
I
level?
think it's us as a culture, as a music culture, as a music community. We got to do a better job of supporting our artists, especially the ones that y'all like the ones that y'all like to hear. Like there are artists out here that are popping, but for the most part, everybody listen to the same things. Everybody wanna like we live in a time where the same sound on TikTok will get posted a million times instead of people going to find other like sounds to post. Like, you know what I'm saying? Other things to dance to. You know what I'm saying? Everybody doing the same exact thing. So like as a culture, we have to kind of like gear away from that and start being more authentic and be more. You know what I'm saying?
So looking at like the last year, I can only think of two hits off the top is Chef Boy with Gang Gang and Compton AB with Yaya.
Mm-hmm.
And both of these songs had like TikTok influencers doing dances and making challenges. Right now, Chef Boy got that lights on,
Mm-hmm.
lights off, lights on, lights off. Do you plan on making content that can be trendy and be used as a sound or have a trendy dance? Are you ever thinking about going that lane?
I've thought about it. Me and my group, shout out GLD. Me and my group, we actually got some more trendier style music that's gonna come out for y'all soon. I personally don't like the trendy music. It's very simple. I don't like simple music, and that's just me as an artist that grew up really liking music, like music for the music, like the drums, piano, and all that. I don't really like simplistic music, but I do understand that the views come and go, and a lot of people just like simple. Like they like simple. They like shit that they could just dance to real quick. Like easy lyrics that they could just remember, throw it on. You know what I'm saying? Turn up real quick. So I will be having more. You know what I'm saying? Turn up music and more TikTok music for the little quick 10 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Grab your attention. But me personally, that's not me.
Now, what about features? Have you ever thought about like features with these artists? Do you think that that's something that is conducive, or do you think that the way that features are done, they're not? Because people don't collaborate in the studio anymore. You send a song, they send it back. It takes
Yeah.
away the whole creative juices. You on this wavelength, they on that wavelength. So features aren't as prominent and don't happen as much as they used to. How do you do features, and how you go about like getting people in
I
the music?
definitely do features. Shout out to anybody that's done a feature with me. Y'all know I don't like to. I'm not sending no. We're not sending nothing like link up. Let's link up. Let's create the beat ourselves, and let's really vibe. And that way, the energy within the song is a lot different than what I'm saying. You being in your world and me being in my world, and we just creating on a song. Um, I do got a couple features coming now. I got a feature with shout out Mr. Gas up Polo. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? LA OC artist. He from the OC. He going dumb right now, and I'm trying to get this one. This one not set up yet, but we've been talking about it for a little bit. Leaky 2 times. I'm trying to get him on the feature because he was popping. He was popping last year. He's going up a lot. So.
So when you mention Leaky got a a relationship with Trap LA.
Mm-hmm.
And Trap LA, as a platform, having that relationship with a media platform, puts you on that, pushes his music, helps push him to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
And that partnership that he did with Trap LA is what more artists should be doing. They should be finding these media outlets and partnering with these media outlets. As an outlet, I shouldn't be looking for artists. I should be waking up and artists should be coming to me.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as we on the West Coast having to chase down the artists to get them on our platforms, the game is backwards right now. The artist, as soon as you got a song, as soon as you know you about to drop you should already have 4 or 5 media outlets lined up that you're hitting before the music. Motherfuckers do 10 podcasts and no one ever sees it. Like, you got to make sure that you're visible. And I think that the media is a key to everything. Content, media platforms do multiple pieces of content for artists within an hour or so.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can find 10 outlets that you can just go dedicate an hour to, your name would be way higher than it is. And a lot of artists don't even want to spend 10 hours with 10 media outlets to drop a project. You drop the project, it's out, it's on DSPs, it's streaming, and people are finding out because you just say, go stream my music. That doesn't make people care.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get people to care about your music?
Me personally, I put it in their face. Like I try to like really put it in their face. I'm not only am I dropping the cover art the day that I drop my music, but I'm also dropping the reels after. I'm going into your DMs. I'm sending you the reels. I'm sending you the songs. I'm telling you to check it out. I'm telling people to repost. They're gonna see it on my story until they blue in the face. And then in person, I'm gonna just be talking about it. I go to the gym and I let people know, hey, I'm an artist. I do music. Anytime I'm just walking around campus, hey, I'm an artist. Follow me on Gram. Follow me on YouTube, TikTok, whatever the case may be. And then outside of that, like even on my free time, I'll be on the game. Like I'll be talking shit. I'll be talking mess to random people online. I just tell them like, oh, go look me up, go follow me, and then they do it. And you know what I'm saying? Now that's new followers. So I think you just got to be creative about putting yourself out there. Be creative and don't be scared to talk to people. Like we live in a society where it's like everybody on their phone, everybody like even homie behind the screen, like he on his phone right now, but like that's because he ain't got nothing to do. But like if this is an open conversation, I expect everybody to be talking. And like if we talk about networking, I expect everybody to be reposting. Like if you a fan, you got to do a job as like more than just a fan and just watching. You got to repost. You got to tell your people like, yo, this like I support, bro. You should support, bro.
Being on the phones is crazy. Right now, you got a lot of women complaining, saying that men are scared to approach them now.
Man.
So now these women put their guard up, wouldn't dance with men, would have their homegirls blocking, and now y'all built this culture where men don't want to. If I could jump in the DM of this one that I really want and get some run, then why do I need to go to you and get at you in the club? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the women are complaining about men not actually approaching them. What's your thoughts on that?
It's funny because I talk like every time I get with somebody, we had this conversation, I tell them, like, I grew up actually not dancing. Like, I talk to, like, women that are a little bit older than me. I'm 22. But, I grew up just not dancing on women. Like, we go to the parties and all the homies, like, we all, like, it's the bros, and then the girls over there doing their thing. Like, the girls will shake ass on each other, and then the boys is just, you know what I'm saying, a couple of niggas will get their wang off, but, like, 9 times out of 10, like, well, for me, I was a nigga 9 times out of 10, like, I'm at the party just smoking, just getting drunk with the homies. Like, I'm not looking to just go up behind the girl and start dancing on her. And the reason for that is because, like, you go up behind somebody, and they like look at you, they stop dancing. It's like that kind of ruin your self-esteem. So I just grew up just not dancing, and I'm pretty sure a lot of homies like they got the same story. Like, yeah, like why would I go dance on you? You just gonna look at me like I'm crazy.
So we had the same thing.
Okay, maybe that's every generation.
We went through the same thing,
okay.
But we literally, like, the mall was the shit for us. 12, 15, we're literally going to the mall, we're posting up in the food court, and we're taking turns.
Mm-hmm.
Up there go one, you turn. There go one, your turn, there your turn. And we're literally taking turns getting that winning and getting rejected left and right.
Yeah.
And we're building up that tolerance so that we keep it pushing. Hey, if I go on a party, I'm on every female in the party.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a scouted, I'm gonna do my couple rounds and I'm start ranking them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm gonna go for 1, if that on 2, then 3. By the time you hit the 5, nigga, you home.
I mean, you get a couple no's, but you gonna get some. You get some for sure.
You know what I'm saying? It's rare that the nigga get to his 4th, 5th choice and she ain't going.
Facts.
The niggas expect them to be going on the first try.
Yeah, not every girl
That's
gonna
crazy.
be going, but for sure somebody going. Somebody going. By the end of the night, somebody going.
There's 50 of them in here. Somebody going. All right, but before we get up out of here, tell everybody the music that you got out now that they need to check out and what you got coming up.
If you haven't already, make sure you go check out FWM. That's Fuck Me, B&B Jelly. We out on all platforms. That's on my new album called Could You Imagine. I just dropped something called Get Her. That's a feature with L. Dot. That's a banger too. Y'all go check that out. And those are two, like, my Could You Imagine project and then my recent drop. 2 totally different vibes. So if you go through the catalog, you'll see very versatile artists. And I got a couple of hot summer bangers coming out too, a couple features. Y'all be out on the lookout for that too.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, y'all.
Yep.